Wake that ass up. In the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Oh, I see now niggas want to play. Niggas in a playful mood today.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy Angela. Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
He had a little COVID scare just now.
You got a little COVID scare, huh?
I ain't had no COVID scare. First off, I ain't had no COVID scare. First off, I know I'm a corona survivor 2 times, son.
2 times?
Yo, you had COVID twice?
I had the old school joint and I had the soft joint, the new joint.
Omicron.
Yeah, Omicron.
You can take your mask off.
I was there for both of them.
Yeah, you just joined us.
No, I ain't taking no mask off.
Donnell was up here and then he got the call that he had COVID. So
no. See, first off, I want to explain something, right?
Explain.
Because I know you motherfuckers is always up to something,
What?
right? And I said to myself, ain't no motherfucking prank they can get off on me. I was prepared for that shit, right? I was like, ain't no way. So I came in, boom. I'm fresh off 3 weeks. I'm fresh off the Rona. I got antibodies like, I was going to say up the ass, but I don't want to get y'all excited, right? So I didn't mean that. I got antibodies.
Take your mask off.
I ain't taking my shit off, nigga. I'm going to tell you why.
All right, go ahead.
So I came in here. I was like, you know what? Finally, this is what I said to myself. Because I be seeing posts about mental. Oh, that's Smudge. He ain't know nothing about Smudge. I put him on the Smudge.
Yeah, right.
So listen, I said that I got to have a new lease on life.
Okay.
Right? Because people always say, Donnell, why you be going so hard? Why you be going so hard? Pause.
What you be doing?
I said.
What you be doing?
Not from you, period, poo. Period, poo.
What you be doing?
Period, poo.
I'm listening. Go ahead, Donnell.
So I said, Donnell, you got to change your ways. Mm-hmm. You've had relationships with people in the past, and for some reason they go up and down or whatever, right? I said, but now, because I'm looking at all these motherfuckers that keep on posting mental health. Mm-hmm. I'm pushing mental health. So I said, I got to be a different person, right?
Gotcha.
I said, Donnell, you got to be more caring.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be more loving.
Empathy is good.
And sometimes you got to let stuff go, right?
Right.
So this is what's my idea how I was going to start this interview. And it took me a lot to get to this point.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to say...
Is that a new watch?
That is a new watch. You see that diamond watch?
Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about that later.
Don't worry.
All the diamonds, new chain. Okay. All right.
Don't worry about it. But listen. So I said to myself, I got to be a different person, right? Mm-hmm. And I was going to start the interview. This is what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. DJ Envy, I love you.
I love you.
Angela Yee, I love you.
I know.
Charlamagne, I love hating you every opportunity I can get. I dream about hating you in the morning. People say living rent-free and all that. Every time I get a chance, when something come on the internet, I say, oh, I'm about to get him again. I live for it, son. And this is what I live for, too. I live for a football season where his team thinks they them boys and turn out not to be them boys. I live for that. Yes, the Washington Redskins stink. I understand that.
Correct.
But the fact that they do and what they always do, it gives me great joy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I said I want to be in a different place.
I love your
So
jacket, bro. I want one.
Thank you.
I
I think the dick on the back is very progressive.
I think that's a mic.
Let me see. Let me see.
That's a mic.
Don't touch me, son. Don't touch me. 6 feet. Don't touch me. So this is don't touch me. So this is
a dick riding jacket.
Yo, stop. Oh shit. Oh, who team you on? Yee. Who team you on? Yee. Who team is on? How many times this nigga get lip service? Yee. This what you gonna do?
Oh shit, Donnell.
This what you gonna do?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Who come to all the parties?
Shit. Oh shit, Donnell.
Yee, thank you.
Oh
D-R on his
shit.
shirt and the
Oh
jacket.
shit, Donnell.
Wow.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Let me light the Palo Santo.
Here, this is what I'm saying, son.
What?
I was gonna be a different, and I knew. So I come up in here, they take the COVID test, right? First off, y'all want to play games with the COVID test? I don't know who is sponsoring this. Y'all need to stop playing, son. Yesterday's price is not today's price, son. Yo, nigga, I've been COVID test so long. $250 for a rapid, son.
You had to pay $250?
That's what y'all charge.
They charge you?
Wow.
My publicist said Breakfast Club's demanding that you take a COVID test.
I don't know where that money go.
Yeah, where that $250 go?
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Oh, look, he already see an investment opportunity. Yo, this nigga right here. Yo, this nigga, he just saw C's in his face. He's like, oh, $250, I can flip that. So how much you getting the test for? $5, $250? I do a seminar?
Charge everyone.
This nigga be like, yo, this your boy DJ Envy down here with the COVID testing right now. Yo. tested right now, and I can show how your family can get generational tested for the rest of your life. What the fuck else? Yo, this is a opportunist motherfucker.
Right, he will find a way.
Did you see his
Man,
face?
generational testing for the rest of your life.
So he was like, so dumb. What did you say? How much? You ever see a nigga do math in their eyebrows? This nigga said,
man.
This nigga did like this. That nigga was going like Talib on his motherfucking phone. 250? 250, we need to get into that. Yeah, look, we ain't fucking with houses no more.
So what happened when you got
tested out of car?
So what happened when they tested you?
Okay, this is what I'm telling you. First off, this was very symbolic of today because this is my Roniversary. You know what I'm saying?
it is.
Roniversary. This was a time when the whole crew popped in Austin, Texas. So I'm dealing with that. Of course, I'm a comedian, right? And I make jokes about everything, right? And I do some COVID joint. But then even inside the jokes, I think about people that their COVID situation wasn't funny. You know what I mean? Was it real?
Correct.
As a comedian, how do you balance both of them, right? Thinking about when it happened to us, and we was blessed enough, everybody in our crew, we went down like dominoes. Pop, 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 pop.
I didn't get it.
Everybody, I don't know how she get it. I don't know. Her test is fake as shit. Yo, I don't know what type of test you got, son. And I don't want to say anybody supposed to get it, but she supposed to get it, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't wish no corona on nobody. But I'm like, how the fuck we got it 3 times? She ain't got it yet.
And I was with you every time you
She
got
was with every time. It's something, I don't know, it's the Asian blood or something, man. It's something to keep away from. So this is my anniversary. So I come up here, I'm excited. And you know what? I rested up for y'all niggas. Look at the skin. Y'all see the skin? Y'all see the skin?
I like your new
salt and pepper
your
beard.
pictures too.
Thank you.
I don't know what you call them,
But
headshots.
you're not gonna control this interview. I know that's your thing, son. I see you in action. You don't gotta bring your little piece of paper out so you know what questions to ask. And don't do the serious. Nigga, when you be interviewing by yourself, son.
You don't think this cute?
You know, I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about none of this shit, man.
Look how handsome he looks,
That's
man.
right. That's DILF. That's
It's a nice
DILF.
suit.
That's a DILF. I'm changing the narrative of DILF.
What is a DILF?
And a DILF
Dad,
is...
I'd like to.
Dick I'd like to fuck?
All right. We'll
What is a
isolate that.
DILF? I don't know.
See, and then everybody always say, why you go at this man like that, right?
What?
Y'all see it. They always say, what did they do to him? Like they be like, he won't stop. They call me the 50 Cent of the Breakfast Club, right? I won't stop. And you see this, right?
So go ahead, continue. So it's anniversary.
Roniversary was a year ago. So I come up here to Breakfast Club, and first off, the whole setup. First off, your COVID nigga, don't listen to the CDC. He got a cloth mask on. We all know that you can't have a cloth mask. And another thing, I saw one of his nostrils. If you the COVID person administer the test, I ain't never, ever should you see that. No. And it's the ultimate, you see a motherfucker like that, he got it or trying to get it. Right? Your nose is against the law. That's like being an exhibitionist, you know. I already know the COVID shit is fucked up, right? Then they said $250 a pop, right? He still got his nose. And now we all know the universal sign for put your mask on. It's sign language now. It's this right here.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
you know, anytime you see somebody.
Okay. I never paid that attention. Okay.
But this is the depth y'all go to fuck with me, right? So I go up in there. Dude's like, first off, he say, "Oh, the price for a rapid." I'm like, that sounds like some PCR money. I know the difference, and I keep rapids in my thing. So he tests me, boom, 5 minutes go. You couldn't have went outside and did that shit, man. Listen, what the fuck?
He said blow his nose and then wipe it on his
Yeah,
mouth.
and I'm talking about the nose shit. He pulling shit down and snot all on it. So I'm waiting. I know rapids take 7 minutes, 6 minutes, right? And then the energy is off. So, you know, when you waiting for your COVID joint, you act like you ain't tripping, but you be tripping. So I start
Into the
pacing.
mic down now.
Oh, so I'm
What feel worse, waiting for COVID or waiting for HIV test?
Don't nobody even get tested for HIV. COVID just knocked all that shit out.
Yeah. Back in the day, though.
And that was So I'm waiting 7 minutes. I'm like, something ain't right. And I know like 3 weeks ago, I had the new COVID, right? And I just PCR. Like I PCR myself. I travel a lot. So whenever I travel, I go back, always PCR myself just for peace of mind. So I was like, when that motherfucker said, first off, fuck everybody in your staff. I mean everybody, not one person. I'm saying not fuck you too. All right, because this was a group effort.
Yes. Because they asked you to do drops.
Yeah, and then the COVID nigga downstairs, yo, this nigga, I was like, what COVID school do you go to? Because you scare everybody. He came up, Donnell, you gotta go. Are you serious?
You gotta go. I'm so sorry.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. You have to. We gotta get you out.
Really?
Did you back up? I'm sorry.
yeah.
Everyone had a mask on. Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay. First thing I said was, which everybody says, I was like, false positive. I'm saying to myself, this cannot be happening. And then he was like, man, he was theatrical as shit. So can you do another one?
We just have to go downstairs now.
Okay,
You're already affected. Get your mask.
I gotta do it though. I gotta do it.
We have the other ones.
Yo, he was, I feel like the Outbreak monkey, son. And I was like this, nobody should ever feel this way. I was like this, what is your training? Your training cannot be to let the COVID nigga feel like he fucked the whole building up, right? He said, he was shaking, his acting was so good, he started making me nervous, son. I was like, nah, they faking. He was like, no, I don't care, Donnell, you gotta go, just gotta go, please, everybody.
Who did you call?
Huh?
You called somebody?
I called my assistant, right?
Okay.
And I said to myself, I was like this, I don't know. I was like, they just try to say, you know how you gotta say they try to say? I put they up in that shit. Who the fuck is they? Them. They. Maybe that's the right pronoun or not. Them, they, he, she's, whoever they said, they gonna try to say that I tested positive. And she said that's impossible because she know the situation, like being vaxxed and just, I was like, first thing I said, I was calm, I said, we have to take another test. Then he said, I don't know that. And I was like this, y'all ain't smart enough to pull this one off. But I knew, here's the thing, this is what's gonna come down with the whole COVID shit. Not that I was concerned, I know it sounds crazy, testing positive, not that I was concerned about my health or anything like that, because I've had it twice. I think my immune system is strong enough to kick it. That's what nobody ever talks about. How do you prepare yourself in case you get it? But the first thing I was saying was like, nigga, I cannot lose this money.
That's what we said.
I was so mad Greg wasn't here. I wanted Greg Charles from Carolina to be here when he heard that news. That's what I really wanted.
I was saying to myself, y'all want to hear the realest shit?
You wasn't gonna tell nobody.
Yo, nigga, let me tell you.
I know you wasn't. I was gonna tell. I was gonna call Greg and say, Greg, I just want you to know.
I knew he was gonna tell. I was like, all I kept saying, this nigga Allie right here. I was like, he about to at me on his post.
I'm gonna be honest, Donna, I didn't even know they did that because no one told me.
No, we didn't tell her. We didn't tell her.
You want to do the anal swab, son? Let's do the anal swab one time. Let's do the anal swab one time. No, you want to do the anal swab? Hold on.
I will say, execution, I give y'all 100 on this one. This one's good. And this motherfucker, here's the thing that really sold it.
And then why you kick the guy that work here?
Why you kick the guy? They say you kicked the tech.
They say you kicked the tech, not the tech, the
COVID tech.
Yeah, that nigga was about to cost me money. Nigga, don't do this, nigga. Don't do this, nigga. Don't do this. I know they didn't fuck with me. Fuck you, son. Fuck you, son. Fuck you. I was like this. I know the nigga for 30 seconds. I'm saying, you, nigga? How long we been to you? 30 seconds and you just gonna do
So when
this?
did you realize that it was a joke?
After he asked for the anal swab.
You know what? I still, this is why I didn't think it was a joke. Because I didn't know, this is why I would never stop fucking with y'all. Right. I did not know how low y'all was stooped for a prank. That's the only reason. And I was saying, I was going to hit y'all with some ethical shit, right? I was going to feel some shit like, that could cause anxiety. Right? You know that I need mental health right now. Give me your Groupon code, nigga. I know you got some
But I know you were stressed because, Donnell, you did, like you said, right before New Year's, tested positive and had to give up the bag.
I right before New Year's, I had it, right? And this was like, I got it, but this was when the CDC changed the whole rules where you could still be in the game. Because whenever you get COVID, first thing you do is COVID math.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? How many days?
5 days.
Yeah, you like this. You like, when you do your own, you like, okay, I got it on Monday. That means I probably had it last Monday, so I'm good. But in this situation when I only took the PCR test just to make myself feel comfortable because I know it's going to be around family stuff. And I was like, there's no way I'm not losing this fucking money. But I couldn't do just say I was going, but then CDC said, oh, if you asymptomatic, am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Asymptomatic. Who, you the teacher, nigga?
Asymptomatic, yes.
But why you had to say, yep, when I pronounce it right, like you get all your words right.
You right.
Right, asymptomatic. They said no symptoms or whatever. The new guideline is 5 days, right, with a mask, 5 days. If you're going to be around people with 5 days isolation.
You confusing everybody.
Okay, here we go.
It's 5 days isolation.
5 days isolation. And then after that, 5 days, if you're going to be around people with a mask. The show I had
If you're asymptomatic.
Asymptomatic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The show I had was on Friday. That would have been my 5th day. I was like, man, I'm about to just mask up and I'm going to go do this show. And I felt some guilt about it, but then part of it, I didn't feel guilt because that's going to be an honest situation. Like, are you going to stop people from making money? If people aren't feeling sick or anything, if they're vaxxed up, if there's a certain period of time where you're transmittable, that's going to be the argument. I said, but I don't want to be on the forefront of that argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be on the back of it. Somebody, it's going to be a big company or somebody's going to say, this is what we're going to do. We got to keep these people working.
At some point, we got to live with it. It's going to be like the flu.
And I told you, I said, look, it's not about if you feel sick.
I called you first.
Yeah, I said, it's not about if you
She
feel
told me I
sick.
had to tell everybody.
Yeah, I said, you don't want to get other people sick. That's
said,
what
I
I
don't
said. You don't
fuck
know how
with
it's
them.
going to affect somebody else.
But that's the truth of it. You like,
She didn't tell nobody when she had it.
I didn't have it.
she never had it.
I don't believe that.
See, here's another thing.
After what you said.
This is another thing. This is another thing. You can't be this way.
What?
If people know you as telling the truth, you got to always tell the God honest truth. That was a lie. You just slandered her. And you know how these trolls are. They could be like, yeah, I do remember that time she was coughing around me.
It happens.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it happens all the time up
Yeah.
there.
But Charlamagne was gonna take a look. Like Charlamagne was like, "Yo, let's let him get back in the car and then come get you."
I wanted to, because you know why? Because Greg wasn't there. See, I knew how to hurt you. I wanted Greg to be there,
no.
so Greg would be like, "Damn, we got to cancel the show."
First off-
I needed to hear Greg say, "Damn, we gonna have to cancel the show this
And
weekend."
Greg is from Carolina.
That's what
so
I
people don't
wanted to
know.
see. I wanted to see that
You know
facial
why?
expression.
You know why? Because you are a person that subscribes to cancel culture. You believe in canceling.
No, I
people.
don't.
You know what? You are the perfect person. That is what cancel culture.
That is not cancel culture.
Yo, what you said? You wanted me to lose money.
No, I wanted to see your facial expression
Of losing money?
Yes, but I didn't really want you to lose it because it was fake, Donnell. But when Greg would have heard the news, he'd have been like, "Damn, we'd have had to cancel the show." You'd have looked so distraught.
I wouldn't have been.
I would have let that linger for like 15 seconds.
This is the thing. Even in my situation with the New Year's Eve show, losing the money is not important to me because I always can make the money. In fact, that date I'm
You
going
made millions.
Stop it! Don't do that. You about to get me robbed. That part, the thing that,
See how quick a lie get told?
The thing that upset me about that situation and what I was thinking about possibly could be this situation was letting my fans down. You know what I'm saying? Like letting the people down that wanted to come to the show.
Especially New Year's Eve.
Did they miss you?
planned,
Yeah, New Year's
get
Eve.
dressed and all that.
Yeah, of course they. It was Springfield, Missouri.
Who replaced you?
But they didn't. They had to cancel the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they ended up canceling the whole thing.
Yeah, it's hard to New Year's Eve show. That's one of your biggest shows.
Yeah,
It's hard
people
in the
plan.
comedy in the
Absolutely.
comedy world. Comedy clubs are used to people having say you get a movie gig or something, but New Year's Eve it's a tough task.
If I pay to see somebody on New Year's Eve, I want to see that person.
Because you plan it out. You get
Yeah,
your
you plan it
outfits,
out,
you get-
exactly,
like,
exactly.
your babysitter, all
Unless
that.
you've replaced them with that's a tough one. Like equal or somebody that like oh my god, because that happened to me once before. Charlie Murphy, when he was alive,
God bless the dead.
he was having his when his wife was really ill. He had a show in Northern California, and everybody was excited to see him. And it was just so happened that I was open that weekend, and I covered for him. And it was one of those things. Yeah, they wanted to see him, but to see somebody from the same platform that you got introduced, it kind of salvaged that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't front. And this is what my plan was.
Hey, what do you have
What
there?
is all that?
I have COVID tests for you niggas. This is how I was ahead of y'all before y'all thought about it. I said, wait a minute. If iHeart and the Breakfast Club want to test me, I want to test y'all. So,
You gonna test us?
open them noses.
What kind of swabs are those?
Oh,
Those
is that the anal swab?
No, I do not want to make your day. I told you I like one of your days. I'm not trying to make you happy, jump for joy. You know what I'm saying? He the only one get a COVID test, start like this and end like this. Yo, how you reverse up? You ain't supposed to back up for no COVID joy, son. That's somebody like, nah, I won't take it.
I don't want to make your day.
In the UK, they ask you, do you want it nose
Or mouth?
or your mouth?
Yeah.
You got to do both of them at the same time. You got to go nose to mouth or mouth to nose.
How they do that? Like this?
You know how they do it. You travel.
Donnell,
Let
like
me see your passport stamp. So just for everybody, and this is the thing.
Man, I'm not taking your test. You ain't no doctor.
I took your test, son. That nigga downstairs ain't no doctor.
You ain't even pull them gloves out of a bag. Them gloves was already in your pocket.
Well, then you gonna do yourself. Here's yours. You can do yourself.
I forgot how to do these.
No, okay. Then
No, I did these. I did one like this before.
I feel like you're wasting these.
No, I'm not. We doing this.
What do? You spit on it?
No, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you. Shout out to
It's like a
Wellness Flow.
pregnancy test.
So, all right.
This is actually very.
Oh, yo, I know you know how to do this. It's like a pregnancy test. Envy like this, he gonna pull out
Envy
about
gonna
10
pee on it.
positives.
You think they still use pregnancy tests? Come on, man. Envy got enough kids. They know exactly when kids
Envy, I
get
will
pregnant.
say, you are part of my DILF gang, son.
What, a dick I like to fuck?
No, not that. I'm changing the name. That's the names that people used to it. But DILF is dedicated, involved, loving father.
Oh,
and you're a great
got
example
you.
of that. I take,
When you
That's
change
nice.
that? Because that wasn't what it was yesterday.
no, yesterday's phrase ain't today's phrase.
How did we do this
Here
one?
you go.
Yeah, you gonna take mine, man.
Nah, you doing it. Y'all gonna do that. And it's
Man,
only
it already
fair.
got some liquid in there. What is that?
is
That's
this?
what you do. All right, boom. What y'all got? Y'all got your thing.
No, this ain't no goddamn. Oh,
It
this
is.
is-
It is. This is original. This is joint the government. All right, hold on. Boom.
From the government.
Yeah, that's yours.
Now,
son.
mind you, it's already been 21 minutes in, Bo. All right,
What we supposed to do?
You do that. Hold on here. Boom. Got that. Take the Q-tip out. Everybody as a team. We're in class. Take the Q-tip out.
Why is the Q-tip already open, Donnell?
It's
Mine
not
already
open.
open.
You
Yes,
already
it fuck it is.
All right, this is what you do. I'm gonna let y'all know. This, I don't need these gloves because this what you do.
I don't
If
trust
nobody's
Donnell.
ever done this at home, it's so simple. You get it when these tests first started, it was very invasive.
Are you a doctor?
No, but I've
going on
been.
DR does not stand for
Well,
doctor.
I'm not saying I'm a doctor, but going through what we did in Yellow Springs or everything on the tests, I'm kind of like familiar with it. So I'm gonna tell y'all, when this first started, a lot of people were afraid of it because they went deep back.
Yeah, it
That's
was
before they knew exactly what was
up
going
into
on.
your brain.
And everybody that was why people had reservations. Oh, I want to go. They going too deep. It's like pulling out a needle on a nigga. You can shoot a nigga in the head 5 times. They'll take him. You pull out a needle, be like, okay, I gotta call my mother.
What is you talking about? That
you know
was
what?
a terrible analogy.
Rewind it. When you rewind it,
I don't want to get shot 5 times. I'll take the needle all day.
Come on.
okay.
Come on, Donnell.
So now this is not. It don't go deep. So what you do is the cylinder of your nose,
Yeah.
like right here.
Just tickle the rim.
You twirl it.
Tickle the rim.
Twirl it around like 5 seconds.
I know. And then what?
Do it on both nostrils. You're gonna feel some moisture. All right. Yeah. Okay. 5. What are you doing?
Both sides or no?
Well, what's this
Both
for?
sides. Yeah. That's the applicator. That's
Now
the
what?
solution. All right. Now open the solution up. Open that thing up.
I just took a test 30 minutes ago.
I know. Well, just guess what? I did too, and I felt I had anxiety after that shit.
Okay, then what? Put
All
it in
right,
there?
Put it in there. Put it in there, and then take your thumb and twirl it.
Okay.
Twirl it like for about 5 seconds.
This liquid that's already in here is the COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Right. And then on the applicator, on the thing, the little thing.
What part?
Wait, we put it in. What are we doing? I'm behind
the
here.
little area right,
Right here?
Yeah.
Or this little box?
The little box.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
it in a
Drops.
liquid.
Pour it in there. 3 drops.
Pour it in there like this?
Oh, nigga, you trying to force?
What do you mean pour it in there?
What you do?
Oh, pour this in there.
Pour the liquid in here.
Oh, got in
no,
there.
in here.
In the
there.
box.
So wait, now what?
In the little box.
Yeah, 3 drops.
Twist
It
it
should
in
be
here.
3 drops.
Okay, then what?
Now what?
3 drops. Okay, now you see
Uh-huh.
it's the C on there. C is for the control panel. It's telling you that the test is being administered. It's
I dipped
going
the
through there.
Q-tip?
Now, why are we doing this?
Because you did it to me. It's only fair.
Man,
if you test me, I
this
get to test
guy
y'all.
is so
I don't trust
crazy.
y'all.
Donnell, I don't know what I'm doing now.
If you could get the COVID dude to do a prank on me, I don't think you could just throw him $10 for you.
Donnell,
to just
I feel
walk.
like we're wasting what we could be talking about you and what you have going
We got
on.
time.
And then what? And then what?
All right, so now
what
I
I'm
get
supposed
it.
to be looking at?
You just wait. See, it should be a red line. C is for the control
I see a
panel.
purple line.
If you see a purple line, nigga, yo, I'm telling you, you ain't got no purple. Look, it's a whole different.
Oh, no.
Purple line?
Mine purple too.
No, that ain't it. That's you over flooded.
You're
Just
pregnant.
wait. Just wait.
So how many lines do you have? if you
Man,
have COVID?
Donnell, what the fuck, man?
No, what it is, the red line's control. If you get the line to turn black or gray.
This is why
right?
everybody at Chappelle should be testing positive because they let you do the test. This ain't even
No,
real.
they're not. No, the reason why a lot of people at Chappelle should be testing positive because we care about trying to do life as normal as possible,
I got one
and we
line.
ain't going to isolate ourselves and stay in the house and be fucking COVID haters talking about, oh my God, I don't believe they're out there. They believe out there. We live in life. That's why to answer
So I
your
got
question.
one line. What that mean?
Is it red?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now it's saying the
positive.
control panel is working, and you're negative to this point.
What about me?
Up to 7 minutes. Unfortunately. Well, it's perfect for you. You negative, sir.
Yes.
That's the perfect. All his tests should come back like that. So we
Right
all
here.
feel
You check these?
I have one red line.
Yeah, we could. So, see what we did for safety.
We was already 25 minutes in.
You are the
see what we
craziest
did.
man alive, man.
We did for safety.
This guy, man. Listen, congratulations, Donnell. You got.
I don't want you to say
No,
nothing
you're playing
nice.
Mr. Earl. Congratulations. See, when I try to have a conversation with you, you don't want me to have a conversation.
Okay, who is Mr. Earl?
He's on the new Lakers show that looks fire that my man Rodney Barnes wrote.
Yes.
Rodney Barnes is a fucking genius.
It's a good thing. I think that it's going to gain. It's a sports documentary about
the Lakers.
The Lakers in the heyday of the Lakers. The original title was going to be Showtime because, in that area they called Magic Johnson Showtime. But because it's going to be on HBO, they was like, there's no sense of promoting Showtime. Right. So they changed it back to the winning team, sports documentary about the heyday of the Lakers.
Who you playing?
I play Magic Johnson's Don't Say It. Stop talking shit to me. I play.
You did tell me that when you first told me about it.
I play. Yo, that's what you said. That's what you said. Yo, let me tell y'all, it's different levels of hate in this room. Hate, hater, and hatess. That's what it is. Hate, hater, and hatess. Right? I got all the hates in one joint, and I'm really disappointed with you, Angela, because I love you. Yo, I really, the level of hatricity that's in this room, frequency, the hatricity level in this room.
Man, you know what's funny though? You knew what he was gonna say though.
What?
All your comic instincts did. You was like, don't you say that shit.
No, because I know. I sit back. Let me tell you something. When I come in, I sit back and I practice the night before. I was like,
you ain't fabulous enough to play Magic Son, by the way.
No,
don't ever front on EJ. That's a bad motherfucker.
Yo, I met EJ in the club one day, scared the shit out of me.
That's a bad motherfucker. You hear me?
EJ is who the fuck EJ is.
In a big way. Like, yes.
And EJ,
absolutely.
And he embraces so much, doesn't run from it if that's such a thing. And like, he embraces it. And so those type of people that may have reservations or whatever, be like this. The best thing you could do in your life is to be honest.
He's authentic.
And then if you're authentic, people do that. So I played Magic Johnson's father's friend that works in the car plant with him. And Joe Epitone is in it. And also Earthquake. Shout out to Earthquake, my man.
Earthquake. How much? Earthquake got another show too, I saw.
Yeah, Earthquake killing. We both just recently taped a Netflix special that was produced by Polyboy Productions.
Why you invite us?
I was there.
You know what? I don't even got to answer that. So.
I come to all your shows when you're in town. Why you?
It was in Charlotte. Were you gonna go to Charlotte?
I can't go to. I was in Charlotte last weekend.
First off, do me a favor, Envy. Right? We gonna work on right here. See this part in between your nose? Mm-hmm. It's scrunchy, right? This is how you see how your nose is like that. I don't want to see that. I want
smoothness.
Mm.
You give him a little Botox?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying you're a better person than this. And I will say this. I will say I should have extended an invitation to you because you always always support my show. So it was.
Why you act like I don't come to your shows? Don't start. You always do this like I don't come to your shows.
Are we rewinding shit?
Yeah.
You don't come to. It doesn't matter anymore. I gave up on it. I gave up on it, son. My therapist told me to move forward with it, son. Certain things you just won't change.
And your brother don't have a crush on him no more.
No, not a crush. He been gave up on him.
Yeah.
My therapist I got a therapist too.
I'm happy for you. You should.
You know what my therapist is?
Ooh.
My man's is.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. I don't do the couch shit. I do the old school shit. Hennessy talk to my man's
40.
And the nigga 40. And then he just say, you right, word to mother. That's the therapy.
I think therapy would be good for you, Donnell.
What?
I think therapy would be good for you. You like to talk. You got a lot of things that I'm sure you want to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing therapy. Ever.
Why?
Maybe. You did it?
Maybe. Never. Ever.
Why are you talking to me about
No,
it?
I'm asking because you know what?
Everybody don't need a therapist.
I saw you on the cabin though, and you did have a little breakdown, and I was like,
how did I have a breakdown?
It was like a little breakthrough moment.
When you want to show,
you would be the grumpy dwarf.
Yeah, if you want to Bert Kreischer show the cabin, when you want to show, when you walk in and Bert Kreischer sit on the bearskin rug naked, and then Bobby Lee just stripped down to get naked, you would have a little trauma in your life too.
Why?
No, but you talked about things. I was like, okay, this is nice to see Donnell opening up.
But what was the subject? What was I talking about?
You talking about your dad?
Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about my dad. And I said I think the relationship that I had with my dad made me a doper or a more involved dad.
I saw your interview with Chaz Palminteri too, where you were talking about your dad.
Yeah, and my explanation to that sometimes people, and my dad wasn't a bad dad. My dad just chose a lifestyle. He didn't have the time for all the kids that he had. And I remember throughout, my dad passed away 3 years ago. Yo,
Wow.
the last time I
never
talked
heard
about
this
my
before.
father, you laughed, nigga.
No,
And then
I've
somebody
never heard
called
a
you.
You know what's so
before
crazy?
my
This is
life.
actually one of my main mindfulness people. That's Debbie Brown.
A therapist?
She's she's in that world. She's not a therapist though.
Put her on the phone and see if she can talk to me.
Hold on.
Okay, but what I was saying was
I
sometimes.
don't want to do that. Go ahead.
No, why not? Nigga,
Because you
therapy,
talking.
nigga.
Hey, Debbie Brown. Hey, I'm doing an interview with Donnell Rawlings. I'm trying to convince him to get some healing. He's about to break down about his father.
Oh, please heal. Yes. Give him that
Okay,
healing.
first of all, doctor, what's your name?
Her name is Debbie Brown.
Debbie Brown. First off, you didn't even talk to me before you said I need healing because you talked to him.
I felt it. No, I felt it. I felt your spirit through the phone, and now hearing your voice, I really know you need it.
What?
Wow.
Yo, so what's wrong with my voice?
There's pain there.
I agree.
I agree too.
Okay, all right, you know what? I'm be open for therapy. So what is the
And
first?
that's okay, because we all have it. We all have it. We just have to acknowledge it.
Okay, I acknowledge it. Okay, I got a little pain. So what I do next?
What's the problem with your father? What was the issue?
No, it's not a problem with father. I said I think the relationship I had with my father made me want to be a better father. And the reason why I said that,
Because he wasn't a good father.
no, that's not what I said. And I'm not going to let you talk about my father like that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is he had a lifestyle that he didn't have all the time for the kids. But I remember I don't have a lot of memories with my dad. Like those memories, catch a fish for the first time, teach you how to fight, all that stuff. I didn't have that. So with that said, when I had my son and I had him at a later age, I said I want to make more memories and do a lot better in building that relationship that happened with my
Deb, who he
father.
sound like? That's me. I say the same thing.
Okay, Deb.
That's a powerful
Okay, Deb.
place
So
to
what
be
is
in.
what is a person's mindset?
Listen to what she said, though.
No, what is his mindset when we're talking about me? And then is that a narcissist?
No, I'm
We were
related
talking about
you.
him. No, we
I'm
were
telling
talking
you
about,
that you're not alone.
you did that, Charlamagne. I'm your therapist now. You did that, Charlamagne, and then with that said, you brought it right back to you immediately.
No, I'm letting you know you're not
That's
alone.
not what you said. Do he talk to you like this in the session? That's
Hold on, let Deb.
Giving you compassionate reinforcement. Because one of the biggest hurdles, I think, for so many of us is we grow up in families with secrets. So no one ever freely
keeping my
talks
secret. I'd never
about
go to
the
your
things
couch.
that they feel.
She said nobody ever talks about the things that they feel. What did you say, Deb? You said it's a powerful place for Donnell to be?
Yeah, everything that he just said, like that shows he's in a really powerful place in his life right now. Like he's in a space of kind of neutral awareness. Like usually when we bring up memories, especially memories with our parents, there's a lot of charge to it, right? Like there can be a lot of pain or a lot of ancestral pain that comes through. And so the way that he was talking about it, it was just like, hey, this is what was, but this is what I intend to do.
I'm working on that.
Based on that experience.
I have another
That's
question.
powerful.
I have another question for you. So how do you deal with people that you're trying to be friends with, right? You're trying to understand them, and you're trying to have better understanding. And with that said, you come up with in peace, and they keep on doing corny pranks. And I'm gonna tell you, they go as far as I've been gifted a butt.
Deb, I love you. I'm gonna call you back.
No.
all right?
Why you want to hang up?
Deb,
Why you want to
Deb,
hang
I'm gonna
up?
call you back. I love you. Okay. All right.
But Donnell, I want to go back to this because I also saw. And by the way, so exciting that you interviewed Chaz Palminteri on
That
your
was a good one.
podcast. That
Donnell
was
Rawlings show.
yes, on the Donnell Rawlings show.
And
That
it's
was
a show. I know I'm talking too much, but it's a show I'm excited about. I started about a year ago with the podcast, and I got up to like 60 episodes, and then the world opened up. I started touring again, so I didn't have enough time to put into what I wanted to. And anybody, y'all from the podcast world, the consistency means more than anything. So recently, like the last 3 or 4 months, I'm really starting to get back on it. And I've always been a person that I never had guests on my show because I don't like asking people to be on my show. It was just one-on-one, me and my thoughts. But now, like I just did Steve-O, which was a great interview. I did Chaz from, most people know him as Sonny from The Bronx Tale.
yes.
And the interesting thing is that I don't have people like, what's your interviewing style? I was like, my style is not being prepared and possibly trying to get to know the person or find something different about him in the interview. And he's done a lot of interviews, but for me to be able to talk to him about him having jungle fever, smashing black chicks back in the days, him being a door guy at the Lime, I found something to talk about that a lot of people don't. I thought that was a
he
good
was talking
interview.
about borrowing money and how he borrowed money from a lot of people early on.
Yeah, we were talking about I'll just say this. And everybody in this room has probably had the same experience, or at that place where you reach a level of success, right? And everybody they know you from here. They know you from your shows. They know you from you getting papers. They know you from your houses. They know that. But a side that people don't know is what it took to get to that point, the hustle.
The process,
You know what I'm saying? The process. And even though I don't fuck with you, and even when I talk shit about you behind your back, the first thing I always say is that I respect where you came from. For a person to be from South Carolina and to have the face that you started with, and now, no, I'm just saying, and now be the point where you are regarded in your mind as sex symbol, you feel different from them days back in South Carolina, son. I know you do.
So why are you
let me,
changing
no.
all those?
The point I'm making, going back to her, when we was talking about the things that you appreciate the most, is the come up, it's the hustle, it's those stories of not having something, it's those stories of somebody telling you no and everything, and you keep going. And Envy, I saw that with you at Hot 97. And you know, anybody know radio, the night shift is the party shift. You have fun, whatever. It ain't the money shit. And I know you, ding, 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 Mr. Ding, 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 you knew that you wanted to get on the morning show.
He didn't want to do mornings, to be truthful.
You didn't?
No, I didn't want to do mornings here.
No, not here.
You do Hot 97, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you this story, and this is why, how far we go back. I know that transition. I know when you was a part of a dysfunctional family in the morning, that being me, you, Miss Info.
And Miss Jones.
And Miss Jones. Oh, talking about fucking, could you get a therapist for Miss Jones?
That's envy people. I respect Miss Jones, though.
Okay. I respect her too, but she said a lot of things that were false and the thing that y'all did, and you did not defend me. And you let her go.
What?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, man, here we go.
I want to talk about that.
Let's talk about you, Donnell.
No, I want to talk about this situation.
What are you talking about right now? What's this all about?
Yeah.
We were talking. She asked me a question. The interview I had with Chaz.
Yes.
And one of the things we was talking about when it was a part when a motherfucker didn't have money, and we were talking about the thing that you appreciate the most, thing that you can appreciate the most, live with the most, is the come up. Those are stories. Out of everybody I talk to that has a lot of billionaires and shit, they don't talk about I got this, I got that. They always talk about where I came from in the beginning. And those are the type of questions that I asked him on the Donnell Rawlings show, and I continue to ask. Next question.
You know what? I want to go back to your pops.
Raise hands.
Raise your hand. I want to go back to your pops because you did say something that was real powerful, and it's we don't give each other enough credit for that. We are the generation of men that are breaking that cycle. Because I said your father was a bad father. I didn't mean to say it like that.
You did.
But no, I didn't.
You said it how you meant it.
No, well, our fathers were doing the best they could with what they had at the time. You know, they all was dealing with their own issues, so they couldn't be the type of fathers that we are now.
But it doesn't necessarily. This is what people try to say. Because you're not around, you're a deadbeat. That's not necessarily true. A lot of times, motherfuckers have kids. It wasn't like we planned this. It was like, oh, we got it popping. I went raw and that happened. So it's always hard to build a relationship when it was never love there. You know what I'm saying?
And your dad was a kingpin, which I didn't know.
Yeah, kingpin. He was in kingpin, heroin. I know. I will say, as coming from the community, and I know we look up to certain things, but knowing that motherfucker that was a boss in the neighborhood, you respected that. My dad was a kingpin in D.C. He was in and out of prison. You know what I'm saying? I never not felt I didn't have love from him.
Like what level of kingpin now? What's the OG kingpin from DC? Everybody talk about
motherfuckers like
Raymond
Rayful Evans.
Yeah, Rayful
I'll just say this: all of those guys were his youngins. My dad's nickname was Box, right? And people that know the history of DC, they would know.
They would co-sign that.
Yeah, but I will say, my father. I remember one time he was on the run. He used to do go-go's at this place called the Washington Coliseum in Washington, D.C. And if you came up from the go-go era, you know the three top bands back in the day was Trouble Funk, EU, and Rare Essence. But they never played all together. You would get EU and Trouble or EU and Essence. They never came together. It was like who had the money to do that, too competitive. And my father was one of the first promoters to put that show together at the Washington Coliseum. I remember one show he had EU, Rare Essence, Trouble Funk, and he had motherfucking New Edition when New Edition was popping off a Candy Girl.
Wow.
This is the dope. Like, I know certain things where I know my dad like really loved me, gave a fuck. We was at the Washington Coliseum one time and we was running concession.
What year was this?
This was probably like 83, 84. I'm old.
Yes, he was like...
It was around that time. And I remember me and my friend Andrew Fales, we used to have so much fun because we worked concessions. We'd go to the go-go. We had money and we got to go to the go-go. and we had sold all the hot dogs and sodas we could sell, and we watched the show, and my mother came in, and she said, "They looking for your father," and I knew who they was.
You knew who they was.
I knew who they was then, right? They was looking for your father, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like this. I don't know when I'm ever going to see my father again.
Damn.
I didn't know if the feds. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see my father again, and if I see my father again, where will it be? Will it be at a funeral? Will it be court? I just didn't know. And this went like he was on the run, maybe like 4 months. Like nobody heard from him or anything. And I remember this Christmas, and this Christmas I was like, God damn, man. Me and my brother, I was like, man, Christmas is gonna be fucked up. I don't even know where my father is, or whatever. And I heard a knock at the door, right? And I still got this picture. I heard a knock at the door, and I was like, who is it? And he'd be like, it's your father. I'm like, nigga, don't you supposed to be
on the run?
On the run.
Right.
And I was like, and he was on the run, but he made it his business before he ran, which was Jamaica, that he wanted to tell us he loved us.
So I don't
Did you cry?
Did they ever catch your father?
Yeah, they caught him.
In Jamaica?
They caught him in Jamaica. And here's the thing, when he went to Jamaica, you know, Jamaican government is easy to manipulate with money. So he was over there. He was like, he had a lot of cash. And he was over there living his life. One of the only motherfuckers at the time had Mercedes, living in a mansion, all this type of shit.
In Jamaica?
In Jamaica.
Not low at all.
In Jamaica. And he actually brought New Edition to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yo,
he
he
really
New
like New
Edition.
Edition, huh?
Yeah, he loved
New
New
Edition
Edition.
make money.
Yeah.
But he was like, it was New Edition. I remember New Edition. I know it's a crazy line. New Edition, Melba Moore, and somebody else. But he brought them to Jamaica. So he was doing a lot for the Jamaican government, whatever. And then some kind of way, they had some type of fallout. And they was like,
They sent him back.
Come get this motherfucker.
Right.
When's the last time you seen your pops?
He passed.
Oh, I mean,
Passed away.
what's the last time you saw him, rather?
This was like 3 years ago. He passed away Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Like 3 years ago. Yep. And I've been thinking about, everybody's been telling me you should write a book or like play him, whatever, just like the last thing. But, you know, again, going back to what we saying, like.
Did he get life or did he ever come back out?
Yo, you want to hear a real crazy story? So, him being a kingpin, we thought, you ain't gonna be no old kingpin, right? And this was like about 5 years ago, right? And I heard the same shit. They looking for your father.
After he was out?
5 years ago.
Yo, let me tell you something. This was about 7 years ago, right? He was like, he had a car wash, whatever. I'm like, I get this call. They looking for your father. I'm like, this nigga still out here in these streets. Let it go.
Gracious.
I'm like,
Oh, so you hadn't been speaking to him?
yeah, we've been speaking to him,
Okay.
but
He didn't know
nobody
he was still
knew
doing-
that he was still participating.
Wow.
And the fucking news in D.C., yo, they had this nigga ran from the cops, right? First off,
At what age? What age was he now? Because now he had
at
to be
this
like,
time, he's like late 60s. He's not supposed to be out in these streets, right? Not only that, motherfucker had diabetes.
Man, blow your
They took-
nose, man.
They
Damn.
took a couple. I have long nose hairs.
Oh.
Right. They chopped the nigga diabetic. They was chopping his shit off. He had half a foot. Still trying to hustle, running for the police. I was like, you're not running for the police with the Kuta Kinte, right? So,
Kingpin Kunta.
so look, this is a true story. So, boom, they running. They chased me. I'm running. It was a big story in DC News, right? He back in jail, right? And I'm saying to myself, he been in and out of my life. Another reason why I'm so connected with my son, when I look at my son, he's 6 years old now. My dad was locked up when my son, when I was the age of my son now. And you know how you got kids, you could just stare at them for like 30 minutes and just be happy.
That's right.
absolutely.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Just stare at them like the way they talk and everything. And I was like, I could not imagine not experience this part
That's
of
right.
his life. I'm like, how do these motherfuckers, what mindset
Word up.
are you in to be able to be locked down and knowing that the life that you made is out there growing personality and everything, right? So I'm saying to myself, my dad wasn't in good health. And I know if they got him locked up for anything, I was like, the reality I said, my father gonna die in prison. I knew that was gonna happen. And I thought it was fucked up. Now this is a selfish part. I'm like, you been through in and out of life like that. Now, nigga? Like, how do you do this? Who thinks like this? Then I said to myself, you know how they say people that are born hustlers?
Mm-hmm.
That he was an example of.
I was going to ask you because, usually people say I hustle for my family. I hustle for my kids.
Yeah.
But now you're grown. You're successful.
I think he
so
hustled.
At that age, why is he hustling now? Like
I think that my father could have been head of a corporation, a lot of other stuff. It all depends on what transition you make. I think that he was addicted to the idea of knowing how to make money in whatever capacity it is.
It was what he knew.
Yeah, whether it's legal or not legal, can I still get it? Fuck you spending money for? You ain't got bitches no more. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing other
He didn't
than,
know anything else, though.
No, right.
And he probably felt like if he stopped, he'd die.
What else are you going to do? You already got a record. You're a criminal.
Did he ever meet your son?
Yeah, I was so happy because of that. I was really happy because of that, because he was calling me all type of names and shit. He thought I was scared of pussy and all that type of shit. You know how...
Why do you think that? Oh, because you didn't have a kid?
I'm going back before homophobia and all that type of shit. Like, I'm just being real right now.
Listen, it's crazy how all of us got the same experience as
like
black
my
men.
pops did the same when I got my earring. My dad,
Right.
same thing.
Yeah, it's simple. We're in a different place now.
Absolutely.
The way we used to think then. That's why...
No, the way they used to think.
Yeah.
And we used to think that way because they used to beat it in our head like
That's
that
what I'm
was
saying,
wrong.
But
Yeah.
because of, and I'm going to say this, because of everything the LBGT community is doing, for them standing on what their front lines are and everything, we think different. That's why I get upset sometimes when these organizations go too hard, because I'm like, you got to give an ignorant mind opportunity to evolve.
They have no idea the things that we were taught growing up and how ingrained it was. And some of it is religious. A lot of it is rooted in religion.
When we were growing up, if someone said they were gay or whatever, our ignorance told us he ain't gay. What do he need? He needs some pussy.
Yeah.
Right? Or we going to fight him? It was stupid shit. And think about the generations of kids or young men, they had to go through that ignorance to get to the point where you even understand that this is who I am, motherfucker.
That's right.
It ain't got nothing to do with the food I eat. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's just who the fuck I am.
So how was your pops with your brother? Because your brother's gay. So how was your pops with him?
Let me answer. I'll tell you that. But let me tell you that this is the story. So my father's look up. I'm like, he's gonna die in prison. But my father was one. He's built from he told me on the phone. He said, shit, man. He said, ain't no sense of me complaining now. I wasn't complaining when I was spending that money. He was just like,
that's real though.
He was just like, if I get caught, it is what it is. He even told me one time. He said, maybe I'm crazy, son. He said, but I had fun in jail. And I was like, how did you say that? All his friends was there. All his mans. But you talked about, this is a perfect look at God moment. So he don't have the money to get the best lawyer anymore. It's straight up, I'm this older dude, court-appointed lawyer, whatever, and he was looking, I was like, he gonna die. I said, he probably got 15 years tops. And then he was gonna take a plea, right? I think he was gonna plead to like 10 years. And then, I was talking to him one time. I called him, he called me, and he said, yeah, I talked to my lawyer today. He said, yep, my lawyer said, I got some good news and some bad news. Which one you want to have first? And then my father said, I'm locked up. All of them could be bad news, right? He said, the bad news is that, because the lawyer's supposed to come see him. He said, the bad news is I'm not going to be able to come see you today. The good news is because you're going home.
Wow.
And when you talk about look at God, there was a rogue FBI agent. And this was made news in D.C. An FBI agent that was on like 80 or 90 cases.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. He was using the dope, stealing the dope, selling the dope. My motherfucking father walked.
Wow.
Well, he had half a foot. He ain't walk.
He limped. He limped out. He limped from
the reason why this was so special to me, because ever since he's been home, I do a traditional show at DC Improv Thanksgiving show. Mm-hmm. And he always comes. Wow. He always comes with his manses. Mm-hmm. All his manses come. His manses don't take pictures. You know them old school.
I don't take no pictures. Yeah.
And I was like, the thing that was hitting me the hardest, I was like, God damn, man, this is gonna be the first time in 7 years that my father's gonna miss the show. And that motherfucker came home and was the show. And
wow.
And you talking about look at God. That was, I don't care fuck what your beliefs are. If a motherfucker that was about to die in prison beats that shit on, my father never had a technicality or anything, and I was like,
Man,
I wondered, did he ever realize his purpose, man?
Nah, I don't need no hugs, son.
Give me a hug, man.
I don't need no hugs. I'm good, son. I don't fuck with y'all, son. I don't fuck with y'all, son. I'm never going to fuck with y'all. Yo, I'm never fucking with y'all. I'm good.
I wondered, did he ever find his purpose, you think?
But I'll tell you one thing. This is why I say his purpose, but it's a really, really quick story. When he first came from prison, when I first started doing comedy, he came to one of my shows. And it was one of those, your therapist probably talked about this, you got different times where you could make a moment with your kid, right? So he saw my stand-up, and I was just proud that he saw that I was doing it. I was out in front of an audience and everything. And I said, Dad, how'd you like the show? He said, you know what, when a motherfucker start off with this, I mean, it ain't gonna be what you want to hear, right? I said, how was the show? He said, I mean, you was funny, but he was like, what you gotta do is you gotta end strong, right? He was giving me father-son advice. But it was hard. It's hard to take father-son advice for somebody that hasn't been there in your life that much. Like right now, I don't want your advice, nigga. I just want you to say, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I love you, right? And this is where I can understand how shit in your youth can be with you.
Absolutely.
And throughout my entire career, I used to always say, you don't fuck with my comedy, right? And I remember one time, he said, you know what comedian I like? He said, and I'm just waiting for him to say me. He said, Charlie motherfucking Murphy.
Wow.
I'm like, nigga, I'm right here. Right? He was like, but this is what he liked about Charlie. Because Charlie and everybody loved about Charlie. Charlie was an honest, street, tough dad. He didn't tell about no jokes, Charlie. He said, that nigga scowled. That nigga looked like he a fucking nigga up. Right? So, that
you just explained a lot.
Yeah,
you know how much you project that childhood trauma even now?
I do, but not with you.
Yes, you did.
I do, but not with you.
You vented to me one time so much in the airport. You was so, I'm like,
I vented to you.
I said, Donnell, I tell you that you're one of the greatest comedians out here now all the time. And you was like, you don't fuck with me. You fuck with Andrew, and you fuck with Amanda, and this person.
That's what you said, and I'll tell you why. Then we get into, here's the therapeutic part of it.
Okay.
You said, on the phone, listen what you just said. You said, Donnell, I tell you, you're funny all the time. I said, yes, you do. I said, but you don't tell that to your platform or your listeners.
That's a lie. It's just a lie.
It don't even matter anymore. I know I'm funny.
It's just a lie. I say it all the time.
No.
Even when I name the best stand-ups,
how honest do you have
I say it all the time.
How honest do you have to be in your sessions? Do you ever lie to them?
I say that when I saw you at Radio City, I can quote jokes that you did, and I said you were the funniest person on the stage that night, even funnier than Dave.
And then the respect you gave me after at the studio when you put a butt in my face. They don't go together, son. You can't respect a nigga, still give him an ass, son.
What you mean?
You don't understand
Claps.
that.
Applause.
I'm just curious. I asked you a question.
What are you
I'm just
talking
curious.
about?
Yeah.
How your dad treated your brother.
Oh, I remember when I was growing up, I thought my brother had all the bitches. Because he was around women all the time, right?
I thought we weren't saying bitches no more.
You said, okay, the positive bitches. Is that better?
You literally did it in a span. You went from bitches to women in like a half a second. What you say about ass? We
The
still got it
question
in
was,
there?
I'll tell you, this is a question, and it goes back to how people's minds evolve, whatever. It's my half brother, right? So my brother came to one of my shows one time. Right, and me and him, he went to college, I went to military, so we were closer when we were younger, and then as we got to young adults, we grew apart. Mm-hmm. So he came to one of my shows in L.A., and after the show, he said, you see that guy over there? He said, that's your brother-in-law, right? So I'm thinking that my father had so many kids, I'm thinking he just popped another, I'm not meeting no more brothers and sisters, right? It didn't dawn on me to what he was saying was that's his partner. Until I got home, and I called my father. I was like, yo, I said, I think Chucky just told me he was gay. This how I know shit changed. And my father said, yeah. He said, I knew what he was up to. Like Big Gay was up to something. Yo, like, you didn't think I knew what he was up to? Yo, I'm telling you, it was the craziest moment ever. Like, I'm saying, if you knew he was up to it, why you didn't tell me he was up to it? If you knew it, you just not tell somebody he was up to it? He said, I knew what he was up to. He said, but. And he said, that's so weird, but, right? Y'all are assholes, man. Y'all the ultimates. Y'all, you can't get no more asshole than that, son.
You know what you're doing?
Yo, no, I said, but I didn't know that.
Man, you are so...
Yo, he said, I knew what he was up to. But when my father's speaking on the partner that my brother chose, my father said, I knew what he was up to, but... And my father don't, you know when somebody says a certain phrase, but he said, so-and-so, he said, is a good nigga, right? Man, like, I know the streets will understand what I'm saying when I say that. You know what I'm saying?
Normalizes.
He was like, he's a good nigga, right? And in that moment, and I was like, bigger than what my father thinks of, it's not a lifestyle. My brother checked me on this. It's not a lifestyle. Bigger than what?
It's nature. It's their nature.
It's nature. Because my brother checked me one time. And my brother checked me one time. I did when I did something with Lil Nas, right? My brother said, I want to do your podcast. I said, why you want to do my podcast? He said, because I want the world to know. I said, what, you want the world to know you gay? He said, no, I want the world to know that my brother is not homophobic. He might be homo-ignorant, but he's not homophobic.
I can
And it's a
agree
big
with that.
difference.
Yeah.
Difference. No,
It's a big difference.
I like that.
Ignorance don't mean you being
Homo-ignorant.
malicious or anything. It's like, what the
It's
fuck
the
you don't
intent
know?
of it.
But what I realized in that conversation with my father when he was speaking to my brother was that, even my dad was raised a certain way. My dad's youngest brother was gay, right? And my father protected him to no end. We had, internally in the family, they would tell their little jokes, but let somebody outside of that motherfucker, you get in the fucking hands. And I realized in that moment is that my father cared about my brother being with somebody that he respected, appreciated, and approved of more than anything.
That's how it should be.
And at the end of the day, that's it.
Donnell, what I did want to ask you, moving on from this, BMF.
Yes.
Damn, just fuck all that good stuff you talking about.
No, this is
because
good stuff too.
I know Donnell wants to make sure that he gets to what he's here to promote his stuff.
But not even promote it. It's
Well,
not
we
really,
want to talk about it. We want to applaud you.
yeah,
because
but it's not a promotion.
You've
It's
been
just
here for
like,
an hour, Donnell, and I would say I appreciate you, brother.
thank you. I'm not going to say anything nice about you motherfuckers, but
Let's do your book, yo.
you know what I was thinking about?
I got a book in print. Let's do the book.
my kid book.
No, the book, your
Don't
book,
bring that
your,
kid book
your
back
memoir.
up again.
Right after that book you was writing down on that loose leaf.
I know you. I thought about that when I came up here too, right? I was like, they
Where's
could be
the
like,
book?
I'm on the 20th page. It's been 3 years, but I'm gonna make it an NFT. Come on, when
Let's
it's
do, from
ready.
let's do from ashy to classy the book, bro.
I'm gonna do it NFT. But the reason why the BMF shit,
So you're back on for the next season.
yeah. Shout out to Tasha Smith.
Now let's talk about your role on there, though. It's a little weird.
People think it's my true life. I play a hood doctor. Everybody know the doctor that you get shot, you come in there, he'll sew your shit up. You won't have to use no insurance or anything.
You don't have to go to the hospital.
I play Alvin, the character, and he's a hood doctor that has his way with dead bodies.
Yeah, sex with dead bodies on there. Somebody called me up like, have you been watching Donnell on BMF?
Yeah, but it was like I've been lucky enough in my career to like be connected to shows that are part of pop culture that was popping. The Wire was one of them. Chappelle
Corner.
Show, Guy Code, which we did. Guy Code was a platform.
Spider-Man.
Not Spider-Man. Yeah, platform. Like for like Guy Code.
Guy Code popped off a lot of people.
A lot of people.
You was the biggest star when we first started Guy
yeah,
Code.
I was the oldest too. But it was one thing. Paul Ritchie over there,
Salute to my guy Paul.
he wanted to do something different. Instead of like getting stars for the show, he wanted to build it. And whatever his blueprint was, it worked for you. It
Chris
worked for
McCarthy.
Andrew.
Chris McCarthy.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chris was the architect. Then Paul
but it worked
Candida.
for you, Schultz, Pete Davidson. There's a whole Chris
Aquafina,
Stefano.
Nicole Bayer.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people came off in that.
The
But
20s?
20s. Oh damn! I'm shout out everybody. Shout out to Lena. Wait, that's a big show on BET. 20s. It kind of is like a show about how it was for her being a young writer trying to make it in the business. And I play, which I hope they pick the season back up, because I play a character that I think that will have a lot of legs. I play her father, who's a stand-up comedian. that she didn't look up to, had a bad relationship with. Maybe that'll come back this season, but
And Netflix special's coming. When is that coming out? February.
Yeah.
You come up before that, and then also, of course, you had Caroline's this weekend. And why the jewelry? Like, you're not a jewelry person. I've never seen you wear iced out watches and all that.
I had to floss with y'all, son.
Why you wait till now and everybody getting robbed out here?
This was a gift, son.
Who gave it to you?
Kid Rock.
You need a couple more links to take
Kid
it
Rock
up.
really gave it to you?
Yeah.
How? What's the story?
He just gave it to you. Got your this.
Yeah, take it to Greg Una. Greg Una take the links up.
Diamond tester. That's what he's asking.
Oh.
He wants to get it
Why did
tested.
Kid Rock give it to you? I was just hanging around.
Yo,
Yo,
that's
take the links out
one-
his baggie, bro.
That's like the most. That's the most.
Don't take it off.
That's the most interesting story. I met Kid Rock on the river during summer camp last year, and a lot of people say a lot of crazy stuff about him, whatever. But I met a different person. Somebody was at peace that was like somewhat concerned about the people's thoughts of him, but at the same time, rebellious, saying I don't give a shit. But you know, we all in hip hop, we grew up with Kid Rock in some kind of way. It was a disconnection with him in the community, but I met a good dude, and he gifted me this.
He said, "Here, take it."
He just had it on and gave it to you?
Yo, I thought he was trying to get me to do something to him.
What? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you do, Nick?
What do you mean you thought he was going to try to get you to do something?
Somebody give you a gift like this, son. It's like, you know, it's
You
like
thought he was trying to hit?
I don't know what it was, but it's not just a gift that you give people. Unless I was like this, maybe I left a strong impression on him
Maybe it's not real.
on the river. What?
We about to find
Breitling,
out.
right?
What?
It's a Breitling?
I don't know all that fancy shit, son.
What does it say on it?
It say ball till you fall.
Let me see.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's see.
Let's see if Kid Rock
First of all,
really
let's start
cares.
with the Chappelle joint. I think we
already did that, son.
We did
The
the
Chappelle
joint.
one real.
Fuck y'all can stop playing with me, nigga.
These MAGA diamonds.
Nope.
Oh, them shit real.
Wow.
Them MAGA diamonds real.
I never seen you wear
It's
that.
real.
Yeah, it's real.
Let me see.
Oh, he's so hyped.
Yo, I thought it was yo. I was like,
Now you gotta do I'm
y'all
rich.
gonna stop flossing on me. Y'all gonna stop. Nah, you ain't saying
What kind of
that,
watch
son.
is it?
Don't even worry about it. Nigga, I'm rich, bitch. I'm good. Thank you, Kid.
Caroline,
Thank
hey,
you, Kid Rock.
We got
Make
enough-
America diamonds again. son.
By the way, we got a great guest that's coming in next, so you have to go. It's my man Jay Shetty. He's one of the best people to talk to in regards to mental health and mindfulness.
Yo.
He's
please,
Will Smith's guy.
please.
A lot of people's guy.
Please stop pushing mental health on everybody.
No. Why would I do that?
Everybody don't need mental health.
Did you ever tell people to stop pushing guns and drugs on people? Did you ever say that to any
I did
rappers?
tell them that.
Oh, okay.
I was a police, son. What are you talking about?
Man, shut up, man.
I was a
Donnell
police.
Rawlings
He
is
was.
that-
I was police in the Air Force, son.
Oh, I know that
Yes,
story.
he
I didn't
was.
That
snitch,
story
but-
I know.
Well, Caroline.
Yeah, make
this
sure y'all,
weekend.
Carolina this weekend. Make sure y'all go to the Donnell
How many
Rawlings show
shows?
on YouTube and all podcast
Thursday,
platforms.
Friday,
y'all
Saturday,
know what
and
it is.
Sunday.
I'll be there
Caroline.
Saturday, 9:45 show.
Can we do real quick?
What?
Top 5, your Mount Rushmore of comedians. That's something I want to ask every comedian that comes on this year. We had Ryan Davis on. He gave his Mount Rushmore. Who's your Mount Rushmore of comedians?
I'm gonna take this from a sketch we did on Chappelle show, and I'm gonna replace Dylan with Donnell. That's my y'all ain't getting me caught up in that shit. Donnell, and Austin.
Then
Oh,
Austin.
Austin.
There it
All
is.
right, well, Donnell Rawlings, Caroline's this weekend. Even if it storms, they're going to be opening up.
I'll be
And,
there.
We appreciate you for joining us, brother.
Strip club again after.
We love you, Donnell.
Nah, fuck y'all.
Donnell, we
There you go.
fucking love
Fuck
you.
y'all.
Okay?
I really do love you, Donnell. And by the way, make sure you watch me and Donnell, our partners on Kevin Hart's Game Face
Oh,
challenge.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
Angela Yee is very, very competitive.
I am. I hate
Yeah,
losing.
I know, and I was prepared to lose.
Okay,
but-
well, you'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Donnell Rawlings.
I do hate losing.
I
I
hate
know that.